Welcome to the Senior Affairs Committee meeting. Today is July 25th, 2022. I am your chair, Debbie Quaid, and I chair the committee along with my co-chair, Oscar Lorente from Mount Sinai Hospital. Good morning, Oscar.
Good morning.
I'd first like to start by reading our mission statement. The mission statement of the committee is to be advocates for the betterment of our seniors by promoting the physical, emotional, and social well-being of adults aged 55 and older living in our diverse community in Miami Beach. So I welcome you all this morning. And our first order of business is to do a roll call. We have, let me take a look here, Blackstone Apartments, we still have a vacant seat there. Council Towers South, Natasha.
Here.
Good morning. Council Towers North, Gladys. Federation Towers, Magui.
Yes, good morning. Very nice you.
Or Freedoms, Anilda.
Yes.
Rebecca Towers, Anna.
Yes.
Stella Maris, Gabby. Unidad, is Larissa with us this morning?
Not yet.
Okay, and Carolina. She'll
I'm
probably be
here.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Gabriel.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hispanic Affairs Committee Chair, thank you. Jewish Community Services, Sandra. And we have Mount Sinai, Oscar. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning.
You've all been, yes.
I'm sorry, one question.
Yeah.
Louis, I have just joined me. I have an college intern with me. I was wondering if it's okay that she sits in the meeting.
Yep, absolutely. We'll just note it in the minutes.
Welcome.
You can come over.
Can we meet her?
Yes, she's coming over now.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Hold on. She's learning. She's a medical student, but also learning about hospital administration. You know, the inner workings, particularly with the community. And she knows that this is the Senior Affairs for the City of Miami Beach, which is a fantastic resource that the city provides to the seniors. So this is Sophia Silver.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, Sophia.
Hi.
Welcome, Sophia.
Thank you.
So I'm going to ask everyone to mute your microphones unless you'd like to speak. We've all been given you're all going to have to speak in a minute. We're all been given the minutes for our June meeting, and we've had a chance to read them. Would someone like to make a motion to approve our June minutes, please?
So moved.
I'll second.
Aye.
All those in favor?
Okay.
Aye.
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Any comments? Magui, you're in favor? Yes. Okay. Approval of the June 22, 2022 minutes, unanimously approved. Thank you all. Today, we have our election about the Deputy City Attorney, Nick Kalargis. Is Nick with us this morning yet?
Yes.
Okay, Nick is going to give us an overview of the August 23rd election ballot. Welcome, Nick. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. So I've been asked to give this committee a brief overview of the ballot questions that are going to be on the August 23rd 2022 primary ballot. I've asked Louis, if you can, Louis, can you share the ballot questions as I go through them so that the committee can see? Oh, perfect. Okay. Okay, perfect. Can you scroll down a little to question 1? All righty. Can everyone see the text of the question?
Yes.
Okay, great. So this first question concerns the naming of a 3-acre public park on Alton Road between 6th and 8th Street. This park was constructed by the developer of the 5th and Alton project as part of a development agreement at no cost to the city. The park includes a botanical garden, dog park, play and fitness area, and other elements, including a number of resiliency elements around a central lawn. So under the city code, the naming of public facilities, including public parks, requires the approval of the voters in a citywide election. So what this first referendum asks is whether the voters approve naming the new 3-acre park as Canopy Park.
And can you tell us, for anyone who might not understand, what the word canopy means? I think
Canopy refers to tree canopy, to the shade provided by large shade trees. And Canopy Park, if you haven't been already, you should go. You'll see that the plantings include enough that will only continue to grow and provide shade for visitors to the park.
Does anybody have any questions? It's not being named after a person. It's being named after the foliage and the canopy that it's going to provide for all of the people walking through the park and using the park.
And this park is the park that is next to Federation Towers.
That's right.
So Maggie, it's the park next to you guys.
Can I comment on this? Is there time to comment?
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. Through the chair, the Girl Scouts of Miami Beach is asking that this be named something else, and I really wanted to take this up at the Hispanic Affairs because I support their mission, and their mission is to name it for veterans, because there's a veterans of foreign wars lounge across the street, and that would help bring also a blue star and a gold star to the maps, and it would be considered a memorial park by the highways. So I kind of support more their Girl Scouts naming of the name that they would want, and it's, I think, a veterans park, because it's also going to have an area for them to be able to meditate, and it helps with their mental health, and veterans do love going to parks that are named after them. So, and we have plenty of veterans here in Miami Beach. So that's why I kind of support this. I don't really have the full gist of the reasoning and the names of it, but I do support the Girl Scouts plan, and I was thinking of bringing it up to the Hispanic Affairs Committee, because we need to support this, and it's a much better. There's much more meaning behind their name than just Canopy Park. I mean, yes, it's going to be a beautiful Canopy Park, but that's going to be like in 35 years, not now.
Nick, I'm sorry, can I jump in?
Yep.
Just for curiosity, is there a reasoning why the name was chosen for Canopy?
The developer picked it.
I'm sorry?
The developer picked it.
Well, actually, through the chair, so that item that Gabriel's mentioning already was before the commission, and in fact, it was going to be named something different, and then the city commission heard the community, and Canopy was one of the more popular names, because the city did a survey and everything. And so, and yes, the Girl Scouts did send information to all the commissioners, I believe, and they did consider trying or contemplate naming it Veterans Park or what Gabriel said. And so eventually they went with this. And so this is before the voters on August 23rd, actually. So it's basically, all baked. I hate to say it that, but
so it's a yes or no question.
Exactly.
Then?
Yes,
exactly.
They all are. Yes.
Okay, so then.
Yeah, Gabriel, I'd certainly support you if there's any movement to take a section where the veterans area is. And
It's like, I would vote against this and then bring it back up again with more support. to the commission again and see if we could really name it Veterans Park. So.
And I know Nick is pressed for time, so.
Okay, next.
Okay,
Bring
next.
this item back. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Louis. So this next question, this is referendum number 2. This concerns the city's Board of Adjustment, which is one of our 4 land use boards. The Board of Adjustment hears and decides appeals from decisions of the planning director, as well as requests for variances from the city's land development regulations or our zoning ordinance. Currently, the Board of Adjustment is made up of 7 members. 2 are citizens at large, selected by the City Commission, and the remaining 5 each represent one of a number of professions: law, architecture, engineering, real estate development, accounting, financial consultation, and general business. What this measure asks is, should the Board of Adjustment be required to have an architect? Right now, architecture is one of the professions that can be represented on the board. What the measure asks is, shall we require an architect to serve on the board? I would note that the city's 3 other land use boards, the Planning Board, the Historic Preservation Board, and the Design Review Board, all require the appointment of an architect. So this would make the Board of Adjustment consistent with the other 3 boards.
Any questions? Thank you. Nick, go ahead.
Okay. And thank you, Louis, for scrolling down. Okay, so this is referendum number 3. This concerns the requirement that candidates for office, meaning for mayor or city commission office, are currently required to be residents of the city for at least 1 year. The question asks whether the city charter should be amended to require that candidates submit 1 or more proof of residency documents demonstrating that the candidate has been a resident of the city for at least 1 year. So the residency requirement is not changing. It's a year today, and it'll be a year if this measure passes. What is changing is that if the voters approve this measure, that candidates must provide evidence of their residency in the city.
Any questions? Thank you, Nick. Next.
Okay. So now we're on referendum number 4. The last 3 questions that we're going to go through all concern real estate development and specifically floor area ratio, which we refer to in shorthand as FAR. FAR is the measure the city uses to regulate the size of a building. So this first question asks the voters whether the voters approve an FAR incentive for the conversion of apartment hotels into residential uses in 2 districts in the South of 5th neighborhood. So right now, the City Commission has prohibited apartment hotels in these 2 districts, South of 5th, but existing apartment hotels are grandfathered and are allowed to continue operating. So what the City Commission has proposed is providing a development incentive for owners of apartment hotels to convert their properties into long-term residential uses. The specific amount of the FAR is on the screen in front of you, from 1.25 to 1.5 in the RPS 1 district, and from 1.5 to 1.75 in the RPS 2 district. Any questions on this one?
Nope.
Okay. Okay, referendum number 5 is another FAR incentive. This one's for the Alton Road Gateway area, which is the site of the project that we talked about for referendum number 1. So the Alton Road Gateway area is located between 5th and 8th Streets from Alton Road to West Avenue. Currently, the maximum FAR in that area is 2.0. This measure asks the voters whether the city shall increase the maximum FAR from 2.0 to 2.6, but only if the existing community health center at 710 Alton Road is relocated to another site, providing new health facilities and a public library.
So this is basically the community health center on the corner there would be able to move and build out a new space and what have you.
That's correct, Louis. In order for the developer to use the additional FAR, if this measure passes, the developer would be required to first construct a new community health center, including new health facilities, and also including a public library.
And that's proposed across the street from the old one, correct? Same location.
That's correct.
And I think the library that would be proposed to be moved would be the one that's south of 5th right now. It's a little small one in front of Rebecca Towers, actually.
Any questions?
Any questions? Any questions? I think nope.
No?
Nope.
And Nick, I believe we only have 5, or do we have 6?
We have 6. This is the last one.
Thank you.
Okay. So this is the third of our ballot measures that relate to FAR, which again is how the city regulates building size. And just stepping back, the reason why these 3 questions are going before the voters is because the city charter requires voter approval prior to any increase in a property's floor area ratio. So this last measure concerns the vacation or closure of rights of way, so streets or alleys, in order to permit the aggregation of floor area across neighboring properties. What the measure asks is, should the city charter be amended to require voter approval prior to any vacation of a right of way or other sale of public property, which results in floor area ratio being aggregated across that right of way or public property. So specifically, the best example I can give is if a property owner owns property on 2 sides of an alley, and the owner petitions the city to vacate the alley so that the property owner is able to aggregate their FAR across the properties. What this measure asks is, should the voters be required to approve each alley vacation or other aggregation of public property moving forward? Right now, in many instances, but not all instances, voter approval is not required. Are there any questions on this? One's probably the trickiest of the 6.
Right. Yeah.
So wouldn't this relate, Nick, as an example, to the 5 Park project, where I believe it's 6th Street is going to be closed, and part of the whole complete project there, including the park, and voter approval was not required to do that, and it's asking us in the future, if this happens again, that voter approval would be required.
That's right. That's a perfect example. Yes.
But in that scenario, Nick, right, the street is being left open.
The street is being left open, but the FAR from the area of the street is being used in the development. And FAR,
I didn't realize the street will be left open.
Yeah, I
And
think
FAR is being aggregated across the property to the south, which is where the tower is being built, and the park parcel. So even if the street physically is not going to be closed, the city commission did vacate the street in order to permit that aggregation.
Okay, so who owns that street now? When we vacate a street, does it become the property of the person on each side?
That's a great question. Yes, when we vacate a street from the center line of the property, from the center line of the right of way ownership, it goes to either side. So if I own the property to the south, the southern half of the right of way would go to me, and the northern half of the right of way would go to the property owner to the north.
Okay.
Nick, but isn't it common practice that the owners give a forever an access or whatever? What is it that you guys call it? Like, that's why the street won't close. Yeah.
Right. So the city's practice has been, and the Fifth and Alton project is also a good example of this. The city's practice has been to request a perpetual easement from the developer to continue to permit pedestrian and vehicular traffic across the roadway.
Very complicated.
I know.
Yeah.
It's complicated, but the gist of it is moving forward, shall voter approval be required for future street or alley vacations in order to permit the aggregation of FAR.
So we will tend to see complicated questions. If this is approved by voters, we will see more complicated questions coming to the voters each time.
If this is approved by the voters, then future vacations will require voter approval, and so you'll see those on future ballots.
Perfect lawyer answer. Thank you.
I know. It would be so nice for us to be able to understand it and speak with someone like you, Nick, ahead of time, because education is the best power for voting. So, okay.
Yeah. If you and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. If you think of any afterwards, Louis can give you my information.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Does anyone else have
so
any?
Everybody knows. I'm sorry, Chair. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Louis.
Yeah, Nick knows all of this because he sits on the planning board. I think, do you sit on the design review board, Nick?
I sit on the planning board, the historic preservation board, and the city commission's land use committee.
Perfect. So that's why I figured bringing
Okay.
somebody from the attorney's office would have been perfect to go.
Fabulous. Thank you for all your service too, Nick.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you all. And again, feel free to reach out if any other questions come up later.
Okay. Have
Okay.
a fabulous day.
Thank you. You too. Take
Thank
care,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Nick.
Wow, that was pretty interesting.
Right?
Yeah, very interesting. Having the language explained means so much more. We're going to move on to discussions with our senior housing representatives. And let's start with Natasha at Council Towers South. How's things going there?
Okay. Good morning again.
Good morning.
We, Council Tower South, we are having some issues with the tourist buses named Big Boss, because stopping on the parking entrance, blocking the in and out of the residents' car. Parking department is being notified with the bus pictures. They are aware of the problem. July 5. The situation is going. Thank you.
Okay.
Do you need us to intervene in any way, or do you have it all under control?
Could you please repeat?
Do you have this all under control? You're working with the parking department and they're communicating with you?
Yeah, personal were done. there I asking, Miriam Brito asked me for send email with picture, the big boss
Okay,
and the tourists. I send, no more,
and who did
No
you
answer.
send it to?
yes.
Who did you send it to?
Parking department, Miriam Brito.
Okay. Louis, maybe if you could make a call and see. if they-
And we actually, this company contacted us, I don't know if you could, it's this company,
Bus
right?
Big
tours,
boss,
yeah.
big boss, yes.
Okay, so
Because
I know the guy.
Another bus, tourist bus, no blocking, no. Big bus, I asked, please, I need to go. Say, no, this is my play.
Wow, okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
Federation Towers, Magui.
Good morning, everyone. How are
Good
you
morning.
today? Okay. Federation is good. Everything is running good over here. And we are starting a new Zumba classes on Saturday at 10:30. And also another class of flamenco classes on Friday afternoon at 1:30. So incremental, we increase our classes to benefit of all the people coming, not only for Federation, coming from different buildings around, okay? So anything else? That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Four Freedoms, Inilda, unmute your phone. Oh,
Yes,
great,
I did
perfect.
it right. Okay, good morning, everybody. All right, for Freedom, it's running very well. There is nothing to report. So,
Great, good. Okay. Rebecca Towers, Anna,
First and foremost, welcome Anna. She's new to the committee,
where is she?
right here
Anna?
with me.
Oh, Anna behind you, okay. Welcome, I didn't realize you were our new member. Whoa, how nice
Welcome.
to see you.
Thank you.
Okay, Rebecca Towers, do you have anything you'd like to tell us that you need over there?
Well, no. Recently, everything is going fine. With the COVID-19 in Rebecca's house, we have so many cases there, about 6 or 7 cases.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
But everything is running okay. People are in their premises. Nobody went to the hospital, and
great.
it's running fine so far.
Great. Well, nice to have you.
Thank you.
Stella Maris, Gabby?
Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I thank you, Luis, for his availability to visit Stella Maris, but I was out of town. I trust that soon we can coordinate this visit to talk about the sidewalk and the crosswalk. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you. Unidad, Larissa? Good
And
morning.
She did join us.
I see.
We at Unidad, we have our new menu already started in July 18. On Wednesdays, we have a new class, a Qigong class on Wednesday from 1:30 to 2:30 with the same instructor that we used to have before the pandemic. And I don't think that we have anything else to say. Everything is in order here.
Perfect, thank you. Carolina, I've seen Carolina and a lot of you this past month, a lot. We've had the senior parties that you guys put together are amazing. The birthday party in Collins Park for Simone Bolivar yesterday was fantastic.
Yes.
Senior soccer, I don't know how you guys do it because I just don't have the stamina kicking the ball. I've tried twice, but Carolina.
I think she had to excuse herself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you hear from her, give her our thanks for all of the hard work and everybody. I mean, everybody is doing such an amazing, amazing job. Carmen and all of you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, before we proceed, Maggie has her hand up, and I think there's a member of
Yes,
the public
yes.
who also.
I wonder if you ask about the numbers of our building, Luis, did you have time to do that? For 757, we miss it. Over
Madam Chair?
here when they changed the name from Federation Tower to William Sussman Building.
If
Did
I
you-
can,
Mhm.
Debbie, can I respond or do you
Yes,
want?
yes, please do.
Okay, so yes, I was going to include that as part of my report at the end with Federation Towers, the building signage and the numbering. But I've been in communication with our building department, and in fact, the owner has been informed that they do not need a permit because they're just going to be replicating the same sign that it was the number that was there. It's just a new door, same number, just a new door. And so what I told Chantel, I think Maggie, and you probably know Chantel at Federation, is that they don't need a number to inform the owner in New York and let him know. And she called me last week and she told me that not only are they going to put the number back, but they're also going to revert back to Federation Tower. They're going to change.
Really?
Yeah, and the residents are going to be getting a letter, she told me, letting them
Okay.
know. So they
Okay.
realized that it was better to keep Federation.
Okay, I know
Yeah.
everybody knows, but on their Federation. Thank you, Luis. Thank you.
You got it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Louis. We're so fortunate to have you. We appreciate it. The Hispanic Affairs Committee Chair, Gabriel.
Hey, good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
Well, we have to let you know about yesterday's event. Yesterday, we celebrated Simon Bolivar at Collins Park, and we highlighted Peru. It was a great event. Saw many of you there, and always serving the community. Always, like I said yesterday, we're not always looking out for the Hispanic, but we're looking for every minority. So this is a minority group that we need to help out. So that's why we're here. So anything we can do, we're glad to push it at our end.
It was wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Thank you for all your service and all the time that you put into these missions and projects. We appreciate it.
Hey, we look forward to it.
Jewish Community Services of South Florida. Louis, can you maybe reach out to Sandra and see if she's not able to make it, if we could get another representative to speak up for the Community Service Center and the community services? Did you say someone had another question, Louis?
There's a member of the public, Elizabeth, who's joined in, who had her hand raised, but I don't know if you want to take public comment, you want to include members of the public.
We can. Let me get through the rest of the reports. I think we just have Oscar at Mount Sinai Medical Center, and then I'm certainly happy to take any public questions. Go ahead, Oscar.
I just have a little story to share. A couple of weeks ago, we had a senior couple at the hospital, recently, permanent just to Miami Beach, and one of them ended up at the hospital. The family was trying to navigate through the hospital, finding out information about their family members. One of the residents of Miami Beach gave the daughter and the son-in-law my phone number. They called me. I was able to navigate to get them to the case management and everything. And what I'm trying to say with that is that if you guys have a senior that the family's trying to get information at Mount Sinai, as long as we have the patient authorized for me to speak on their behalf and to their family, there's always a HIPAA violation that we have to protect. But you can use me as a resource. I'll be more than happy to speak to them and get them to the right place so that they can get information, they can speak to the doctor and so on. And with that, a little shout out to a lot of the commissioners and the mayor. They did share with me that every time that they emailed the commissioners, they specifically said the mayor Commissioner Richardson, forgive me, I forgot the other commissioner's name. They always reply back to them. It's a personal email. So they were very, very happy about being in Miami Beach and the services that are provided to them. And with that, again, if you know of somebody that's here at Mount Sinai, needs some help, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Lewis has my cell phone number, so does Debbie. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Oscar. I imagine it can be quite frightening when your parents have relocated to a town that you know no one, you know nothing, and you can't get on a plane and be here. So
Right.
that's great, Oscar. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, ready for any question from the public?
She left the meeting.
Stage fright.
Well, she was, her name was Elizabeth Latone, and she was providing comments on Facebook, and then she joined the meeting, so.
Okay, all right.
No
Well,
question.
if she comes back in, let me know.
we'll
We're
do.
going to discuss March calendar of events. I'm sorry, it's going to be June, July, August. Flamingo Park, their calendar of events is
wow.
on hold for July, correct?
Correct. We're gonna discuss the August events. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, so they are up and running for August. You're looking at the senior calendar. You can see your yoga, your chair yoga, lunch program. Oh no, this is Unidad. All right. Flamingo Park and Scott Rayco are closed for August, correct, Lewis?
Correct.
Okay, no program. So we've got Unidad, and Larissa talked about the new food, the lunch program. Anybody want to have the calendar? Either we can get it to you or just take a picture of your screen and you can see.
Actually, Lewis, if you could just send it to us.
Yep, I'll send it to all.
Isn't that a beautiful calendar full of events?
And also, are there any food distribution programs out there?
Yep, I will get, when I get towards the end of the meeting, I'll share the flyer.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay. Upcoming meeting dates. On Monday, August 22nd, Lewis is going to be absent, which will miss him dearly. I do want to mention that many of the committees and the neighborhood associations do not hold an August meeting since so many people are traveling. So do you guys want to make a motion to have the month of August 22nd, no meeting?
No meeting. It's better.
No meeting.
No meeting.
Do we need a motion for that, Lewis?
I don't think so.
Okay.
If there's a just general agreement, that's fine.
Okay, anybody have an objection? All right, I want everybody to be out exercising that day or swimming.
So then our next
Then-
meeting, Chair, is gonna be in September.
Gabriel?
Yeah, I wanted to let you know that the Hispanic Affairs is looking for nominations for Heritage Awards that we give out during the Hispanic Heritage Month. The application is already in the system. I'll send Louis the link.
Mhm.
And or Louis, is that it, Louis?
Yes, we have it on the agenda for the
Oh,
Lewis's
awesome,
report.
awesome, Louis. You're so efficient, Louis.
So good.
You
Okay, the
are.
next meeting then. Our next meeting is September.
Wait, 1 second. Wait, 1 second. You mentioned food distribution. Also, we'll be doing food distributions also on Sunday. So I'll send Louis the information on that one as well.
Perfect.
Also, it's Episcopal Church on 41st.
Okay. The next meeting, Monday, September 26th. We have October 24th, November 28th, and December 26th. We'll discuss whether we're holding that one or moving it when we get closer to that time. Before we get to Lewis's report for the staff liaisons report, do we have any topics that somebody would like for the September meeting? What do you think our seniors need in September? If you,
Okay.
go ahead. If anyone does have a suggestion for our September meeting, please email Louis and we'll get to work on getting the
We
people
will.
necessary.
Okay.
Chair, I saw Gabby. Did you have your hand up, Gabby? No? Okay.
Okay.
And Chair, the member of the public has returned to the meeting and has her hand up if you want to.
Okay. Elizabeth, welcome back. Did you have a question for us? Or a comment?
Hi, yes, hi.
Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I'm just wondering why I can't comment on the Facebook page. It's saying that I'm not allowed to. And my comments are directed towards the senior community, which are providing a different perspective than what's being presented here. And I would like them to know that we do need to have a referendum, a charter amendment saying that we do not need to vacate those streets, those alleys, or any of them. I'm
Right,
not quite sure.
Elizabeth, yes, but Elizabeth, this forum is for the needs of the seniors and
But you're addressing those
Right.
items, are you not?
Yes, we are. We're trying to assist people
Okay.
for the understanding of.
So I'm too. I'm a member of the
Right.
public. I'm a member of the public, and I have a
Right.
right to speak.
Yes.
Do I
you
not?
Yes, but we
Thank
don't,
you.
we're not giving opinions as to what we feel or not feel. That's up to the
But-
voters to get their
But
own
that's
opinion.
actually
This is
not what
the
I just
forum.
heard. That's not what I
Pardon?
just heard. That's not
No,
what I just
actually-
heard.
Elizabeth,
Yes.
so what you did here is Nick giving us an overview of what the
And then
voters
I got
are presented.
opinions
We're
after
not
the fact.
forming, like Debbie said, we're not forming any opinion, or we're not giving any rights to anything whatsoever.
Okay,
We're
so
just
so
listening
let me phrase that like Debbie did. How's that? As Debbie said, it is traditional that the road is open, but it's not traditional that the floor area ratio is transferred from one property to the other. And I think voters, seniors particularly, should understand what they're voting on. Is that not what you're doing?
Debbie, did you want to take
Yeah,
that?
I'll answer that. We are getting seniors familiar with the voting form.
I'm too.
What it looks like and what the referendums are. If they have questions on them, other than the legality of what something is, then it's up to every citizen, voter, and resident to seek out the answers as to help them form an opinion. We are
And I'm
not
trying to do
not
the
a-
same.
But this is not, this is your opinion. There's 90,000 opinions, hopefully 20,000.
There's actually not though. It's law and there's the charter.
Yes.
So an opinion.
Elizabeth, I'm going to have to cut you off. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, but this is not the forum for it.
Correct.
Sorry.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you. Okay, everyone. And again, just go out and search your own information and make your own educated decision on the information that you do receive. Staff liaison report, Louis.
Yes, so one of the major topics that was discussed at the last city commission meeting, and that was on the 20th of July, last week, Wednesday, was whether to have an appointment or an election to replace the vacancy left by the passing of Commissioner Samuelian. They finally did reach consensus, so there's going to be an election. So not in August, but in the November election, there is going to be, apart from the normal, vote for your state representative or congressman, there's going to be an election for city commission. So be on the lookout for that.
And I believe, Louis, July 26th or 27th, everybody puts their name in.
Correct. In fact, today we're having a meeting to formally announce the election of the second reading of the resolution, basically.
Okay.
Another major thing that's coming before the voters in November and was approved at the last commission meeting was the geocultural bond. It's going to be, I think, $159 million. Forgive me, don't quote me on that, but I might have it wrong, but it's going to be close to that amount of funds to be expended that will be asked for the voters' approval to be expended on Unidad will get some money for that. The Jackie Gleason Theater, the Byron Carlisle, many projects. So that we will probably have another sort of session like this either in September or October to go over the ballot in that election. And then, you know, the Doaville up in North Beach, it's moved forward. That's also going to be on the ballot in November to approve or help incentivize the developer get approval on that project. Lincoln Lane, there's several office space developments that will also be on the ballot in November. So to sort of the idea behind this project would be to diversify the economy of the city and not have it be so dependent on big bus coming into town and showing tourists around. And then, yes, so that's basically the biggest topics of discussion at the city commission. The next meeting will be in September.
Thank you. Okay.
Do you have any update on the pedestrian crosswalk? You gave us the signage. How about Stella Maris? I know that's going to be a long process because it's working with the state.
Right. So we still have our meeting. I'm still coordinating the meeting with the commissioner and the District 6 secretary of FDOT, of the Florida Department of Transportation. They want to have the commissioner go out to near the Dolphin Mall and do like a whole site tour and everything. So that's hard to get consensus on the schedule there. So that's being worked through. And until we don't have that meeting, I think we were going to come back to Public Safety and Neighborhood Quality of Life Committee and give them an update to sort of advance that forward. And Gabby, yes, we still have that meeting in up near Stella Maris pending to sort of try to improve the sidewalk area there. So that's still ongoing. So basically, that's sort of the report, and not really an update, but the report I have.
Thank you. Food
Thank you.
distributions.
Yes, let me share my screen for the next one. So this is the wrong flyer. Sorry.
Louis, for that Stella Maris, is there anything that you need from us that we could do that here at the Hispanic Affairs that we could do, show support? Because really, I mean, we're just asking for a crosswalk. I mean, it should not take this. And we've been at this way before we've been at it. So this committee has been listening to this for, and you know, it's like, it's kind of frustrating. I can see why of
course
it shouldn't be taking this long. So I don't know, is there anything that we can do or on behalf of the, support for the commissioner or,
Would your motion was what prompted it a lot to move forward, right? And if Hispanic Affairs, you can certainly
can you send me that motion so we can pass it at our next meeting and show support there, because really that one needs to
for sure.
Louis, if you can also send them, I think if the Senior Affairs Committee as a whole votes to send a letter to whoever the powers that be are, that might be helpful.
Oh, that's good. What I could do is I could draft that letter and maybe circulate it after.
Yeah, I could talk to the Collins Park Neighborhood Association. I mean, we could get a little leverage, a little power behind it. Great. Food distribution.
Yeah, so this is the next one. It's upcoming this week. I'm just leaving it up there on the screen so people can see it on Facebook and on TV.
Thursday, July 28th, 9 to 10, 7501 Collins, behind the library.
Correct.
Okay.
And so we are also taking a break from food distributions in August, and we're going to be starting up again in September. That's going to be September 15th in South Beach. The address is the South Shore Community Center, 833 6th Street. And then the second one in September is going to be back in North Beach, September 22nd at 7501 Collins Avenue.
Okay.
So yes.
Gabriel, do you have the date on your food distribution? Date and plan?
No, I don't. It's on Sundays. I don't know when it really is going to start, but I'll send to Louis so he can distribute it and pass it on to everybody.
Okay. The last thing we want to talk about are the nominations for Hispanic Heritage Month Awards. Gabriel, do you want to give us a little talk on that?
Yes, every year the committee acknowledges, Hispanics that are, been nominated either by the community members or by the board members. This year we're seeking, once again, nominations from everyone on 4 or 5 different categories. The links are up there. It's just one. We've kind of simplified the whole form for you. It's in English and in Spanish, so the individual can nominate somebody right on the form and it just submit it there. So really, we're looking for these nominations to come before us, and we'll look at them all. And in the past, we've really acknowledged more than one member in each category. Sometimes we've done 2, one of the north and one of the south end of the city, just so we highlight everybody, and we do good. But yes, we're looking for these nominations to come out shortly, and they've already come out. Sorry, the nominations to receive the nominations from you guys and from the community.
Okay, can I ask you just a quick question on when you're filling out a nomination form? What type of information do you need to have to be able to nominate someone?
Anything related to the category in which you're nominating them. For example, for the educator of award, if they're a teacher, okay, what have they done in the past year? What have they done to excel them from into being acknowledged? Something to that nature.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions on that? Great.
No.
Well, if there is no other business, is there any new business or anything someone needs to discuss?
I'd
No.
like to just maybe ask Louis and Debbie, going back to Elizabeth, I just want to make sure that everyone understands that this committee is here as a resource for information for the betterment of the seniors in Miami Beach. We do not give opinions. I want to make sure that it is understood. We do not sway anybody to the right or to the left, to the front or to the back. We're just a resource of information.
Thank you, Oscar. I appreciate
important.
those comments.
Yes, Debbie, and you handled it perfectly. So
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Well, we do welcome the public, but
we do, but
yes, we do. And
Yes, you
with
do.
that, we have accomplished our mission from our mission statement today, providing educational information. And I'd like to have a motion to adjourn our meeting. I'll look forward to seeing everybody in September, but I'll also be seeing you at our events. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn.
Yeah.
Second,
Second by Gabriel.
yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Yes.
All right,
Thank you,
everyone, have a fabulous summer. We all know where to reach Louis if we need something. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. You
Bye,
too.
everyone.
Stay
Thank you
hydrated.
so much.
Bye. Yes.
Stay hydrated, yes.
Bye-bye.